Hey everybody, how's it going? Alright, so today we are doing something a little bit different, and by a little bit I mean very different. So the last two streams were about Rayman ReSmashified, but in the interest of, having some variety, I decided to do something a little bit more relevant to the times. And recently, of course, we had the announcement of Gen 8 Pokemon, and I thought it would be fun because of all of the hype surrounding Detective Pikachu. I thought it would be fun for us to try to do a realistic take on these Pokemon, specifically the starters. And I'm probably not qualified to do this. I don't do a whole lot of realistic work, lately at least, so we'll see how this goes. This is sort of an experiment for me, but let's just take a look at what we're looking at. So I've put together, well, what you're looking at right now is an app called PureRef. It's a reference board application. And it lets you essentially have like an infinite canvas on which to paste different images. So I've collected, as many perspectives that I find useful for these Pokemon. So let's just see what we can come up with. So I'm not really sure which Pokemon to start with, but I'm not, well, I'm a little bit partial to Sobble because I feel like he's the simplest as far as not having fur goes. So let's see what you guys think. What Pokemon would you prefer that I start with? I might not follow what you guys say, but I'd just like to see out of curiosity. But while I'm waiting for you guys to catch up with me, I'm just going to switch over to Blender. So I've started a file right here. Oh, by the way, guys, I've got screencast keys. So now whenever I press buttons on my keyboard, you guys can see exactly what I'm pressing. And it's going to be pretty fast because there's a lot of keystrokes involved. But, yeah. Okay, so I'm getting some answers now. Let's see. What is Sobble even based on? Good question. In my estimation, Sobble is based on aquatic reptiles and also chameleons, given the sort of claw, like two pincer-like claws. So that's my guess. But it's hard to say. I'd say of the three, he's the most abstracted from real animals. Also kind of why I'm interested in doing it first. Hey, Toxiquid, by the way. Thank you for the $10. Super chat, very generous of you. So far you've super chatted in every single stream, so you've got the record right now. Everybody shout out Toxiquid. Give him a round of applause. Let's see. Score Bunny, Grookey. Toxiquid said Grookey. Score Bunny because he seems the hardest? Sobble. Scorchungus. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of Sobbles. That might just be because I mentioned Sobbles. Sobble based on the depression of everyone at Nintendo after Reggie left. Aw. Sad face. Just do it left to right? I don't know about that. Well, let's see. Looking at the reference board that I've got so far, I feel like the one I'm most prepared to work on is Sobble. So I'm just going to Sobble. And you know what? We might just jump around. I'm not really sure. We're not gonna get to a finished state at all in this stream. We're just gonna do some block out and then start sculpting. So I could just block them all out at once. In fact, I might do that. Yeah, Sobble's tail is really what makes it feel like it's a chameleon. But let's go ahead and start blocking out. I'm going to start with a cube, and then I'm going to subdivide it like crazy, and then smooth vertices. Let's see. Let's do that again. Repeat like 20 times. I like to use a cube-based sphere for when I start, just because I don't love the sort of compression that you get at the poles on a UV sphere. for sculpting, but let's go ahead and add a subdivision surface modifier. 1, 2, 3, and then apply it. Actually, no, let's block out first. We're not going to do any applying yet. Alright, so we've got what I can imagine would be the head. Let me go ahead and apply the scale. Let's see. All of the heads of these Pokemon are very similar in their general fundamental shape, which is something I sort of commented on Twitter. And I'm sure, yeah, I'm definitely sure a lot of people have pointed out they all have like onion-shaped heads. Someone's asking, are you actually going to edit this into a re-rendered video? Yes, I'm planning on all stream series are going to be sort of summarized in a video at the very end of the process once it's finished, so you can look forward to that. Let's see. Let's turn on proportional editing. That's sort of an onion shape, right? There we go. What does realistic entail? Very good question. So my benchmark for realism is going to be the Detective Pikachu movie. So it's not going to be like, if you're familiar with the artist Arvalis, who was actually involved in the Detective Pikachu movie, who's one of the people involved in creating the concepts for how realistic Pokemon should be handled. Arvalis is sort of the poster boy for realistic Pokemon, but it's not going to be that realistic. I think his work is generally like playing within the rules of real biology, whereas Detective Pikachu is a little bit more loose and trying to keep more of the shapes of the original designs. So I'm going to try to do the same. So let's do another cube. You know, I'm just going to have a subdivided cube handy. Actually, you know, I can probably just duplicate this one and then scale it down a little bit. When did Blender get an interface update? This is Blender 2.8. Yes, Rayman is also going to have a summary at the end of the process. Let's see. So Sobble's, let me look at Sobble real quick. Sobble's kind of got a walking on all fours kind of thing going on, so it's not supposed to be a straight upright character. So I'm going to have to skew this. Let's do a shear on the X. Actually, I should be an ortho for that. Shear. Alright. Why am I in look dev? I should be in solid. Alright. Let's see. Scale. Come on, Super Chat, keep up. Who will I choose as my starter? Okay, I have to admit something to you guys. I don't really play Pokemon. I think I've been criticized by some Pokemon fans for that in the past, for having opinions on Pokemon despite not playing it. I fell off of it after playing the very first game, and I never really felt an impetus to play it again. So this particular exercise is purely out of an interest in character design as a whole. So I don't have any, you know, stake in the Pokemon myself. I just really like looking at the character designs and seeing what I can do to adapt them. I just realized this playlist should be on shuffle, so I'm going to shuffle it. Let's see. Sorry about this. Alright. Now we're in Diamond Pearl. Alright. By the way, shout out to Deo, who's on the Discord server right now. So our Discord server has soft launched. We have a limited number of people in there just because I wanted to keep it down to a minimum just to be able to manage all of the starting aches and pains without too many people. Who do I like best out of all the onion heads? Oh, by the way, so Deo is the one who... I can't believe I completely sidetracked myself. So Deo is the one who helped me put together the stream playlist for this. I asked for some recommendations, and Deo really knocked it out of the park, you know, and gave me a huge list of recommendations from all of the different games. So I'm very thankful for that. Let's see. Clipping, where are you at? All right. Will I make a time lapse for the streams? Good question. So I don't know if you've seen the two well, actually, there's only one highlight video up right now. I'm still editing the second one. It's almost done, but it's sort of a mix of time lapse for certain portions and then just highlights of other portions. So I don't know if I'll just do a straight up time lapse of the entire process because it can look a little messy at times, but we'll see. All right, let's do some legs. So Sobble's legs are kind of, let's see, bring this up. This is a really dumb shape right now, but I'll be sculpting it. So let me get back to that question. Toxic had asked, who do you like best of all the onion heads? I probably like Score Bunny the most. Sobble is the most interesting, but I think Score Bunny is the most appealing. I'm just gonna add a subdivision surface modifier on this. All right. So this is going to be a leg. Not much of a leg right now, but once I start doing this, it'll start becoming sort of like a leg. Look at that. All right. And if I extrude that, and then extrude this way and this way, and then put an edge loop here, we've got the makings of what appears to be a sort of claw hand kind of deal. Proportional editing, turn off for a second. Alright, rotate that a bit. Let me add another one. Let's do this. Score Bunny looks really wrong to you, says Concept of Van. You think it's the legs. So that's an interesting thing to point out. So Score Bunny has like these sort of cartoony, like excessively cartoony noodle legs. And it's one of the things that's going to be kind of difficult to challenge to reconcile in realism because, you know, the anatomy of a noodle leg is not something that really exists in life, in nature. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to handle that. I might end up like making the thighs a bit more pronounced on Score Bunny. And the closest comparison I have to make is Apom from the Detective Pikachu trailer. And that particular Pokemon had a lot of creative liberty applied to it. Sort of, there's a lot of anatomical changes. The face feels quite a bit different, which is interesting because, you know, let me pull up the reference again. If you look at one of these screenshots, look at Charmander over here. Charmander's general shape is very true to the original design. The eyes especially are very cartoony compared to like Pikachu's and some of the other mammals. So it's interesting that some Pokemon kind of retain that, while others, if you look at Apom over here, Apom's eyes are completely changed. They're more human in a way, and that's sort of, you know, to be expected from a monkey kind of Pokemon, but still, it's a pretty big change. Now, Apom's one of those Pokemon that has like a spheroid head with stickers for a face, so it's kind of expected that there's going to be some significant changes there. So we'll see how I handle that, because there's a lot of the same thing going on here, where the Pokemon have just sticker facial features. We'll see how that goes. It'll be interesting, to say the least. Alright, so let's see. Really quickly, just bring this up a little bit, and then I'm just going to duplicate this and use that for the leg basis. I know this looks really sloppy right now, but I'm just getting the framework in place. Alright. I appreciate Apom's design because something that, you know, canonical Pokemon don't really do is have a very large range of expressions that change the anatomy of the face, like that modulate, you know, muscles and stuff like that. And something that I appreciate about Aipom is that, kind of like, you know, a dog might have a cute face, you know, like your pet might have you might look at a pet dog, and think it's very cute. But then if you look at a dog who's angry, its face almost transforms into this very frightening kind of creature. And I think they're capturing that with Aipom, because in the poster it looks pretty cute, but then in that one scene where he's like screaming, he looks pretty scary. And I think that's cool. I like that about it. What would a realistic Ditto look like? A realistic Ditto would just look like a pile of silly putty that moves on its own. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing with Sobble is I'm going to be having him climbing a twig of some kind. Meph, I'm just making an analogy to how animals have expressions that wildly change their face. You know, just like humans do. I mean, you can draw a cartoony human and the face will never get unappealing, but if you look at a real human, you know, our faces can be pretty unappealing at times, depending on what we're doing. So, hey, Caleb Fish, I noticed you. Aipom scares you regardless, says Ashley. Fair enough. Are you talking about Aipom, like cartoon Aipom scares you regardless? Let's see, what am I doing? I am rotating these. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and start, you know, extruding a tail from this, which should come out from what part of the body? Let's take a look. Okay, pretty much straight out the back. Alright, I can manage that. Alright. Let's see. Let's do a little bit of shaping on this. We're going to be getting to sculpting soon, but I want to have a fairly representational basis on which to sculpt. All right, rotate. See. Couldn't imagine a realistic Ambipom, to be honest, says Dio Bound. Yeah, that would be sort of on a level above Aipom as far as creepiness goes, just because of the added, what is it, 2 tails now with hands on it? It's interesting because Aipom doesn't have any fingers, right? It's just the tail. Do I use a mouse? Currently I'm using a mouse. I don't know why, actually. I have my pen right here. I could be using that. Are my screencast keys not working? What's with that? Oh, they are. Okay. Weird. When am I continuing Rayman? Probably the next stream. I just needed a break so I could plan some things. I need to be able to see the reference of this guy. Alright, doesn't curl that many times. It just kind of one time goes in there. Also, these are way too wide. I need to squeeze these down. Let's see. I need another thing here. Scale that along the Y. Rotate this one. Sorry, it's really hard for me to keep up with the chat, so if someone's telling me that screencast's not working, it might take me a while to notice. It seems like it's sort of buggy at the moment because it turned itself off somehow, and I don't really know what to do about that, but... doing my best to keep up with the chat regardless. Yes, I am using subsurface above mirror, and that is why there is a seam. I should switch it. There we go. Alright, now let's start to refine the scale of this. It's way too big right now and too far away. Let's see. Tail is pretty comparable in radius to the head. It's not too much smaller. So I gotta make that actually a lot bigger. But maybe not this part. Can't wait to see Jim Robotnik and Sonic. Oh gosh. Don't even get me started on that Sonic stuff. Not too pleased with the direction of the Sonic movie. And I'm also starting to lose my place here. We have an issue somewhere. There. There we go. Subtle may be influenced by theater from England. Maybe elaborate on that. I'm not really sure what you mean. But that's an interesting observation, if true. Alright. Is anyone pleased with the Sonic movie? Yeah, not really. I did see that Tyson has drew a version of that design that people actually seem to be somewhat happy with, like trying to redeem the design. And I think the big thing that makes that version that he drew better is the size of the eyes. His eyes are so much smaller in the realistic version that it's difficult to really draw a comparison with the original design. So I feel like if they just made his eyes bigger, it would be so much better. Like I can suffer, the realistic anatomy. It's fine. That particular concession makes sense at least, but I really can't get behind the small eyes. I wouldn't consider myself a huge Sonic fan, at least anymore. I used to be. I've talked about this in another stream, but I used to be a huge Sonic fan back when I was a kid. It's really the reason why I'm an artist. So I am somewhat invested in the direction of the franchise because I wish it was in a healthier state, but it's not. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. We got Sonic Mania, and that was a great game. Forces was mediocre. But I didn't play it. I'm just basing it on gameplay that I've watched of other people play it. So maybe I shouldn't be sharing an opinion on that. Let's see. The worst Sonic movie design choice was removing the gloves. I don't miss the gloves as much as a lot of people do, or seem to at least. I should do this on mirror modifier. Mirror, bring it up. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't seem to miss the gloves as much as a lot of people do, but I can see why it bothers people. I think it's the size of the hands. The problem is that the gloves in their original form are really cartoony. They're like Mickey Mouse gloves, and that wouldn't work, I don't think. So what do you really do? I didn't turn clipping on. I mean, I could see him wearing some kind of gloves, but the thing that really makes Sonic's gloves iconic is that really baggy looking, cuff around the wrist. And that feels very out of place in a realistic movie, I feel at least. So I don't really know what they can do about that, other than just make him have different kinds of gloves. Alright, so I'm gonna have him... Let's see. Body shape is not right at the moment. Also, I'm going to see if I can smooth out this transition. There we go. Scale along the Y. Let's see. Has it? Oh, goodness, this playlist is letting me down, is it? Let me see. That's strange. How has it played multiple times? Well, I'm just going to let it play out, and if it repeats again, I will manually change it. Oh, to have someone helping me with the stream would be very helpful, said the most Captain Obvious person ever. Alright. I think it's time for me to put in a couple of other legs. First I'm going to apply the scale here, and then I'm just going to use a mirror modifier and then apply that. What just happened? Oh, these aren't the same mesh. Okay, that makes sense. Now do the mirror modifier. Move it up, apply, there we go. This looks like trash right now. Don't worry, it'll get better, in theory. Body needs to be way smaller, and also needs to be more like a neck kind of dealio going on. Let's see. Shrink down. That's a tiny body. Whoops. Silly me. Oh, I see. There's an error in the screencast keys. That's what happened. Screencast keys is bugging out, so I might just have to abandon that. Sorry. Right now this is 2.8 beta. Not everything works properly. And there isn't like an official screencast keys add-on yet. So I might just have to not worry about it for now. Alright, let's see. Make sure this music doesn't repeat itself. I'm watching you, playlist. Don't fail me. There we go. Alright, let's make this way bigger. Scale along everything but the X. Rotate it a bit. Scale. Let's move that up. Head up a little bit. Let me turn this on to enable. There we go. Yes, saving is important. Saving now. Alright, let's see. go ahead and add the fin at the top just for good measure, which I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to handle it yet, but let's see. Scale you along the X. And then let's extrude this once, extrude this once. Let's see. Something like that, generally speaking. Add subdivision surface 2, and then let's extrude you downwards, scale you down. Ooh, this is one I recognize because it's in Super Smash Brothers. Let's see. I'm gonna add a loop cut down the center of this. And I'm just gonna kill all of these faces. Vertices. Mirror. Top. There we go. Clipping. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm not super familiar with the soundtrack of Pokemon games beyond what I hear in Super Smash Brothers. So it's nice to be able to hear it. I never really took the time to listen to Pokemon music. You guys got me thinking of Sonic now, and it's got some really nice tracks. A lot of really mellow tracks. Some of the towns and things like that. I enjoy it very much. What just happened here? Oh, these merged. Dang it. Let's just extrude you again. And then fill. There we go. And Sobbles kind of has like a front fin going on. So I'm just going to add another one that I can scale over the X axis. Does it go along the top though? That's the question. It kind of does. I might need to rethink that move. Alright, let's do these vertices. Extrude on the Y. Add a loop here. Add another one here. And then scale that one up in the X. Not that way, no, stop. Scale along the X. Very rough approximation, smooth vertex on that. Alright, we're making some progress. Just a little bit. It's really gross, but it's working out. Slowly. Scale Y. Actually, I just move these guys in. Now, the way they have it kind of rotated along this way. What are you doing? Why aren't you rotating? There we go. They seem to have it default to that kind of position, which is interesting. Arcuda Chien, probably butchered that, has asked, what exactly do you mean by realistic model? Realistic is essentially Detective Pikachu, is my benchmark. So not the most realistic in the pantheon of realistic Pokemon, but a lot of realistic detail along the original shapes of the Pokemon. So the general shapes are going to stay the same. Let's see. I'm going to bring these up a bit. Scorbunny has a bandage on his nose. Grookey is rock band. He taps the stick to the rhythm, and Sobble is theater because of depression. Oh, okay, that's an interesting theme that's going on there. That one paper artist is in here. How's it going? Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep these as not gross as possible. My general opinion on realistic, versions of anything is that I don't usually love them. So I like the ones that try to keep as much of the original shapes as possible, and that's what I am going to try to do with this. How is this still playing? Skip. Can you do one of nose pass? I want to see a real nose. I suppose we could do that down the road, but not in this stream and not in this particular mini-series, I guess you can call it. This seems to be the general shape. I'm noticing that these back legs actually come from more of the middle of the body. Let's see. Oof. What did I do that for? Let's bring these out a little bit. Did I really do this? What the heck? Getting sloppy. Not knife tool, what are you doing? Oh, that's what I was looking at, okay. In that case, I'm just going to bring you back closer and then do that, I guess. I should really just separate these again. Let's see. What are people saying? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is the best. What is the general feeling about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in the community? Is it generally a popular series? I mean, they keep making them, so it must have an audience, right? Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a branch. I'm going to make a tree branch that this fella can stand on. Let's see, let's bring it over here along the Y, and then extruded the crap out of it. But also shrink it as it goes. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to drag it way out and then add a bunch of loops that we can start to Is this playing second time? What is happening? Am I going crazy? Alright. Let's make this a branch with some branchingness. Bring it back. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, I'm not grabbing a vertex, okay. Bring it down. Let's just scale this down. I need to turn this on, that's what I need to do. You bet I recognize this one? I don't know if I do. You would be surprised how little I know about some video games. And yet I decided to make a channel about video games. How silly of me. This is from Brawl? This song? I'm not sure. Is it? It's in Smash Ultimate, which is an interesting song to fight to. You guys are talking about Paper Mario in the chat, I see. Another series that I have not played a lot of. I played Super Paper Mario, which I see that people generally regard as okay, not as bad as Sticker Star, but some people really don't like it. I was entertained by it personally, but I had no ties to Thousand Year Door. Okay, that's enough of a branch for now. It looks more like an antler, but let's see. Let's see what I can do. So I want this guy to be sort of walking along this thing. And for that, I kind of feel like I need to bring this out a little bit. Put it back to connected and save my progress. All right. So let's rotate this along the Z, and and then have him grab it. Not quite grabbing with the other hand. Other finger, I guess. What do you call chameleons? Phalanges. Actually, you know what? I'm probably going to give this guy somewhat more realistic joints, so I might bring these two loops closer together. Texture will be interesting to see on Sobble, definitely. I'm probably not going to be able to get to texturing in this stream, but it is something I'm looking forward to seeing how it could be handled. Honestly, if they remake Thousand Year Door on Switch, it would just be a slap in the face. Do you think so? Why not Grookey? Just because I felt like starting with Sobble. No real reason. One leg. I might actually just copy this leg again. It's a little bit easier to start. Although this branch is not really conducive to being walked upon because it is not parallel with the Grookey's general body orientation. So I'm going to move it like this. Sure. What did I just do? Silly me. I hear repetition. Try that. Alright, now what I'm going to do is duplicate this leg, scale it along the x-axis, -1. That did about what I expected. Actually, you know what, I'm going to apply its rotation first. Scale and rotation now. Also its location. Duplicate, scale x -1. There we go. And then what I will do is grab his foot, and then using proportional editing, bring it forward a little bit. So it looks like he's kind of walking along. How about that? Where did my chat go? Chat, don't leave me. Why did you disappear? There you are. Save. Alright. Did I play the... I did not play the first two Paper Marios, actually. What do people generally think of Color Splash? Because I've seen some generally positive opinions, like it's not the worst thing in the world, but you know, that's not the most positive review. when it's not the worst, it's generally still bad. You could totally have Sobble hanging upside down off of this thing. That'd be cute. Alright. That part of this song reminds me of the Ghostbusters. This is actually starting to look like Sobble. Just a little. Let's see. Let's select both of these two fronts and then bring these up. Why no rig? Because I'm just going to be sculpting this. This isn't going to be like a posable character model. It's just a concept. What I'm actually going to be doing is finishing this in Photoshop. So I'm going to be painting on top of this because I don't feel like messing with fur, like real particle fur right now. So this is sort of just a concept, more so than an operational model. Think of it like a statue. See that? I think I need to rotate this forward. When I say fur, I'm talking about the other Pokemon, not Sobble. I'll keep trying to call it Squabble. Where do you recommend someone willing to learn 3D modeling? Like where to attend school or something like that? I didn't go to school for any of this stuff. I'm completely self-taught, which is why I'm terrible. So, I don't really know where I would recommend someone go to learn. The internet has a lot of great resources. Let's see. It has almost been an hour and I haven't really accomplished a whole lot yet. In the future, could you set up an automatic system to display the name of the song playing on screen? I'll have to look into that. What I'm doing right now is just playing off of, my browser. So I'm not entirely sure what I would do to make that happen, but it's definitely something that I'd be interested in trying. Okay, something is up right now with this playlist, because I can't get it to stop looping. I'm just going to go to the stream playlist page and then try this again. Hit shuffle, shuffle play. Yes, please, work. Alright. At least I'm catching it this time. Last time I was just letting it play forever. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on with YouTube's shuffle feature. It was working fine in the second Rayman stream, so I'm not sure what's going on. Let's see. How about that? What the? Dang it. Let's try that. These two vertices look a little bit out of place. Wait, did YouTube Shuffle... was there an update on YouTube, like, within the last week or something like that? What do you think about a Microsoft rep in Smash? Says Waluigi Fanatic. I'm not against it. I've actually been sort of championing the idea that Minecraft Steve is a viable option, even though he's not someone I would want over Banjo, but I think he has more potential than people give him credit for. Let's see, bring these two vertices up. What happened here? Do I have two mirror modifiers on this? No. What did I do to this thing? Sorry, this is getting a little weird. I'm just gonna isolate it real quick and turn off the mirror modifier for a second. Oh, okay, I see what happened. Omni, do your best Banjo-Kazooie impression. You don't want that, trust me. I am not a voice actor in any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, makes sense. Alright, I think that's fixed. Let's go to set clipping on. Actually, no, I need to get rid of this one right there. Kill vertices. Yes. And then extrude these. Oh, just this one. Extrude on the X. Fill, fill. Did I need to do that to the top? Yes. Extrude. Fill, fill. There we go. Don't know what happened there and how I didn't notice it before, but it's back to normal-ish. Alright, so what should I be doing with the face? Or the head? Yeah, technical difficulties on stream is no fun, but we're super low-key around here, right guys? You aren't expecting me to be perfect or anything. It's not like I hold myself up to an impossible standard by creating a series like Smashified or anything like that. Alright, let's see. We can have him turn his head. We can have him rock out to the music. Alright, let's see. What's the most compositionally pleasing from this branch's perspective? Maybe... You know what, I probably shouldn't turn the head yet, because I probably want to sculpt with X symmetry, so let's apply rotation and nope, nope, not you, just you. Who are my mains in Ultimate? I don't really have any mains in Ultimate. I just play whoever. Alright. Let's see. Dang it. Yeah, I main random, essentially. I want to still be able to feel out the pose, so I'm just going to rotate everything but the head. Look at that. I feel like I want him to be a little bit more hunched over. Let's see, I'm going to bring these back like that. And then bring this back that way, I guess. Rotate this way. Does that make sense? I think it does. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna have to apply this mirror modifier to the body so I can do something like... Whoa, maybe not that. Maybe that. See, that's sort of right. And then bring this shoulder up a bit, I guess. This song reminded me instantaneously of Spirit Tracks. Let's see. Bring it back a little bit. Oh, dang. I just realized my notifications are not disabled. I need to do that real quick. One sec. I don't want anybody seeing any notifications that might be embarrassing. So, one sec. Notifications, please turn off. Thank you. Okay. Be back in business. Thanks for pointing that out. Very helpful. Oh man, to be honest, I don't know that I was really ready to stream today. I kind of just felt obligated to do it. because I want to do this every week, because I don't want the channel to die again, and if I don't, you know, hold myself accountable, then, well, it's just what's gonna happen. It's just gonna die. I don't like what I just did. You know what I need to do? I need to turn on turntable input, navigation. There we go, trackball. Turn off turntable is what I needed to do. So I can do stuff like that. Don't pull a Sakurai and work yourself to death. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty much a workaholic, just like Sakurai is. I feel like I make too many comparisons between myself and Sakurai that probably aren't really warranted, but nevertheless, they are somewhat true. Part of me wonders if the sort of reports are overblown about Sakurai, or if it really is a big deal and he should chill out. Kinda hard to say. But we definitely don't want him to lose him anytime soon because of his own work habits. Waluigi Fanatic says, is it just me or do all of the starters look kind of samey? So my particular opinion is that their heads are way too similar. Like, they're generally an onion with two vaguely leaf-shaped protrusions coming out of the top, and in Grookey's case, literally two leaves coming out of the top. In that respect, they're kind of samey. The bodies do give them enough differentiation for me to feel somewhat satisfied with it, but the heads definitely feel like they're all the same. Or at least vaguely too similar. Alright, for the tail, I am going to... No song. Don't you dare start again. This stream is going to be fun to edit later. Alright. Rotate. Actually, no, I want to rotate the other way, I think. Alright, I'm going to start sculpting the head, I think, just to get an idea of what I'm going to be doing with it. Because right now it's just an onion, and you need some sort of detail. Yeah, this song I think played already, but I had to reshuffle the playlist, so there's probably going to be some repeats. Bear with me. Alright, let's apply the subdivision surface. Sculpt mode. Save, because sculpts can be a little bit more unstable. Front faces only, and... Nope, screencast isn't just not going to happen. I thought I'd try one more time, but... Alright. Alright, Sobble, what you got for me? What are you gonna... What you gonna do with your face here? Did I turn on detail size way lower? Two pixels? What is happening? Am I getting a glitch? Am I getting a bug? Oh, my strength is just way down. Okay, that's why. Alright, I'm just gonna start mapping out the head. And for this, I might turn on matte cap with no shadows for now. so he's got these big ol' eyes. If we look at the original versions in 3D, he's got these big ol' eyes. And I'm not sure exactly how I want to handle that. Let's see. Something like that. Is that the right size? I think it is. Also going to be smoothing out some of these sections. Not entirely sure how I'm going to treat this. Is it going to be the top section is on top, or is it more this part? I think it's the top is going to be kind of protruded. I think I'm going to give him a little bit more of a pronounced front of the nose kind of thing. But generally speaking, I don't think he needs to have much of a different structure. His mouth is going to be interesting, actually. We'll see what I can do with that. This playlist is going to kill me, I swear. What a thing to leave it on. An unfinished sculpt. Alright. Eventually I'm going to have to boolean the head and the body together so I can do some smoothing there, because I want to have some sort of wrinkle detail at the joints where there's a lot of bending happening, because that seems characteristic of a reptile, or I guess an amphibian? Oh, the guy creates asks a very good question. Does Discord have a Does Discord have a Curiomatic server? No. Does Curiomatic have a Discord server? Yes, we are currently it is soft launched, so we've put out 2 invites on Twitter so far, of 50 invites at a time, and so we've got around 100 some people on there at the moment, but we're going to be opening it up to the public once we feel like it's ready. In fact, what I'll probably do is do another wave at the end of the stream right here. So, if you guys want in on that, stick around at the end. Unless you can't, in which case, sorry. So I'm going to kind of take the Charmander approach to this. The Charmander and Detective Pikachu's eyes are generally the same shape as the canon design, so I'm going to probably stick to that. But I am going to give it more of like a threshold so it doesn't feel like a sticker on top of a sphere. And I'm also going to add these nostrils and add some ridges along that just to give it sort of some believability. Probably should look at Chameleon before I really commit to that. How much longer am I going to be streaming? At least 45 minutes? Until I feel tired, I guess. Right now I'm feeling pretty good, but... Let's see. Maybe you should compare to Detective Pikachu's Bulbasaur, definitely. Definitely a great suggestion. In fact, I might look around for that right now. Detective Pikachu. Bulbasaur. Alright, there's a good screenshot. I'm going to copy that and put it on my reference board. Copy image. Paste. Hello, friend. Alright, so probably don't need that much of a ridge on that. Alright. Actually, let me look at that again. Interesting, okay. Probably bring the mouth closer to that as well. So I think I'm just going to smooth this over. And then bring that mouth a little bit like that. Alright, I just realized I'm not looking at the chat anymore. Am I familiar with Infernal Omni? Are you talking about Inferno Omni? The other Omni? One of the three that I'm aware of? Myself included. So there's Inferno Omni, who is, of course, the Smash tuber. There's me, and there's also an electronic musician who goes by Omni. So there's a lot of us. Realistic Minecraft movie equals holes. Yeah. With Shia LaBeouf as a child. Alright, what am I gonna do with this nose? I'm gonna make it smaller. I'll go back to clay strips real quick. These little things on the side of the eyes, I think we're going to have them protrude out a little bit. Ouch. My knee. Hope that wasn't too loud. Save my work and continue. Now let's get that crease brush back in here. I need to define the eyes. Let's see, are you using a mouse or a tablet? I'm using a tablet at the moment. I'm not exactly sure what kind of eye I want to give this guy, because a chameleon has like those protruding eyes, right? And reptiles not so much, and I'm not really sure which category this would fall into. Tetris will have a movie trilogy, according to the Tetris company. I'm still not even sure what a Tetris movie is. Like, what do you do for a Tetris movie? Alright, I'm going to start doing some smoothing around here. Actually, I should look at the reference of Sobble again, just so I can see generally what the mouth shape is when it's closed. Oh wow, it goes farther back. Okay, I can deal with that. In fact, I'm just gonna grab it because that'll probably lead to a more organic shape anyway. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'll crease it. How do you add images like that in Blender? So if you're using 2.8, then you can add a thing called a reference image. There's a new category of objects that you can add to the scene called images, and there's two types. There's a background image, and there's a reference image. And this one is a reference image. Man, this is wrinkly looking. I need to smooth that out. I think it's just not straight enough is what the problem is. It's gonna start from scratch. Close that up. And let's see. Crease brush. Oops. He's not really a gecko. Someone says, who is it? Tobuoso. I'm probably tearing that name apart, but I don't think gecko is the primary inspiration. I think it's mostly chameleon with some more amphibian sort of inspirations as well. He looks so upset. I need to do something about this. Though I'm not entirely sure what yet. This is a tricky process because for a large majority of the time I'm imagining it's not going to look very good. I think we're going to pull the nose out a little bit. I said at the beginning of the stream that this is probably going to be a train wreck, and I think this is turning out to be the case. Alright, let's see. What can I do to make this more appealing? The wobbliness isn't helping, that's for sure. Alright, let's take a break from the mouth a little bit. And just get some general smoothing happening because it's pretty rough around the edges. I probably want a connection between the head and the neck. This sort of light section that goes from the face to the stomach right there. I need to figure out how to handle that. I think his body is too far back at the moment. Let's see. That seems about right. You know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to start trying to figure out this sort of blending by modifying the body to make it blend into the head. So what I'll do is grab these vertices and then scale them way up. And that'll be a basis for the sort of expansion that happens as it goes back up to the top. And then I'm going to smooth them like crazy because, whoa. Actually, maybe not. I'm going to get rid of these first. Oh, did I forget to grab a vertex before I did that? Yes, I did. Look at that. What a surprise. Actually, let me extrude from here, then scale. Alright, now I'm going to get rid of these 9 vertices. Then I'm going to select this and then smooth that. And then extrude again. And that's sort of a threshold for the blending to take place. And you can kind of get the idea of what's going on right there. Obviously it's pretty rough, but... rotate, scale up a little bit, scale in along its local X. Smooth this out. That's not a good idea. Let's see. I need to subtract some from the back of his head, I think. Reminded you of a frill neck lizard for a second. Yeah, I wasn't trying to make it look like a collar, but I recognize that sort of happened on accident. There we go. All right. What's happening there? Is Dentopo off again? Yep. Yes, it is. All right. Let's see. Have I ever tried to do a Wingull? I haven't tried to do any realistic Pokemon other than a Pikachu that I did years ago, like in 2008. If you look up realistic Pikachu DeviantArt, you'll probably see it. It's the one with Hextuplew dot watermark. But that's the only realistic Pokemon I've ever tried to do. But in the sort of living up to that heritage, I guess, I wanted to try to do another one now that I have the ability to do an actual 3D model of things. Alright, I'm going to start looking at a chameleon real quick because I want to see what I can kind of pull from that. Among the things that I can do is maybe the sort of wrinkly kind of deal coming up from the back. Oh, whoops. I need to turn off Sculpt for a sec. Still don't have enough of that showing. I need to sculpt away a bit more of the back of the head. This song again, huh? There we go. Sorry I'm not talking a lot. This is sort of a concentration heavy process. Not even able to talk properly right now. Alright, let's see. Let me smooth these vertices a bit more. I think that's fairly close to what I need from this. Metroid McKay says, "It's okay, Omni, we're not exactly here to hear you talk." I don't know about that. I mean, some people I imagine are. Others are probably here just for the art process, but... Whoops. Am I committed to this tail? Because if I am, I need to close that gap up, I think. Maybe. Smooth these vertices. Rotate. Bearish? Sure, why not? Alright, the body is going to be the most fun part, I think. I want to add a little bit of definition to the back here. What am I doing? Am I vertex painting? No, 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 no. None of that. Alright. Din Topo turns off when you have vertex data, and I'm kind of been super lazy about just getting rid of the vertex data. I'm just gonna kill it and then turn sculpting on again. And hopefully when I do turn on Din Topo, it doesn't tell me that I have vertex data, and it doesn't, so now it should stay on. The other thing can happen when you start with a subdivision surface with a mirror, because then sometimes it creates reverse mirrored UVs for you, and so in that instance, it'll whine about having vertex data that can't be kept in the sculpt. Something that's bothering me about this is the fin doesn't keep its radius at the bottom, so I'm going to increase that. Let's see, turn that up, and that. I probably also need to kind of normalize this a bit. So what I'll do is go ahead and apply, apply the mirror modifier. No, I won't, not yet. Let me bring this in first. You can probably make better use of the left side panel in edit mode to speed things up. I probably could. I'm just so used to the shortcuts. I never actually use the tools over here. In fact, I've never really even explored them. I'm so used to my workflow in 2.79. Probably not a good thing. I will probably look into that for future reference and use. Overall, though, I'm not the fastest modeler, so things will generally be somewhat slow for me. Hopefully I get faster in the future as I continue to practice on stream. No pressure or anything. I think the tail is too small / too thin. Interesting. I'll have to take a look. Probably is compared to, yeah, the radius is a lot smaller. What I'll do is just grab this whole thing and scale it up. No, it's a little too big, I think. Yeah, I haven't tried every feature. In fact, when I started working on Blender 2.8, it was during client work, so I just wanted to take advantage of the viewport, but I didn't really change much about my workflow yet. Let's see. I'll wait for some people to give some feedback on that tail size. Give him a pat on the head so he doesn't feel so sad. I don't have a hand in here. I'd need to make a hand first. Let's take a look at some more chameleon-y stuff. This is a cute little guy, isn't he? Alright, I'm going to start sculpting that body. What I might do is just separate the tail for now, so I don't have to lose the ability to modify it. As Literal Garbage has asked, can you make the tail wrap around the branch like a real chameleon? I could, but I don't really want to lose the sort of upward curl that it has. It doesn't seem to read as well when it curls down, at least. JDMH is asking, how are you switching tabs? Are you talking about between my reference and my Blender? That's just the Mac thing. That's just spaces. Or desktops, I don't remember what they're called anymore. What does the mouth of a chameleon look like? Interesting. This level has more of a monkey tail than Grookey. I don't know about that. Monkey tails are not that curly. Let's see to smooth this out a little bit. How does that read? The difficult part is I want this to be sort of an open mouth, and it's hard to simulate that right now. Oops, wrong direction. Thanks for stopping by, Night Warrior. What I think I'll do is just crease downwards a little bit and also upwards. Just to get a little bit more, get a little bit more depth into the mouth. It's still sort of temporary, but gives a little bit more of an impression of an actual opening. Sure, why not? We'll call it that. Something. Too much, too much. Where's my clay strips? There it is. Whoops, that's not the smooth tool. I think this is the most boring stream I've done so far. Oh man. Art streaming is an interesting beast. Trying to focus on making sure you're actually making some progress while simultaneously trying to interact with people. Not really sure what the expectations are. It was sort of a lip around this sort of, I don't even know what this is, gland. I kind of want to keep a separator between the eye and that thing though, because that's not anatomically sound. Yeah, art streams are hard no matter who you are. It's essentially, yeah. I can't wait to be finished editing the first game bite because that's going to be a lot more entertaining, probably. We had a fun recording session with that. It's funny, the recording session ended up going like 40 minutes, so I'm going to have to cut a lot of content out. But what I'm going to do for the patrons out there is release the uncut audio from the recording session for the commentary. So that's going to be fun. Oops, I'm going in the wrong direction. I'm trying to give this sort of like a furrowed brow because he's supposed to look kind of upset. Maybe it's not a good idea. I also want to kind of create a ridge that goes down the center here a little bit. Saving. Yeah, Blender's had sculpting for a long time now. It's just nowhere near as good as ZBrush, that's all. Alright, let's see. I want to kind of lead into this a little bit. Alright, so that's not centered. Good to know. That is where I'm going to put it. And then I'm going to leave sculpt mode, bring you right there. Actually, I don't know how far back this is supposed to be. Hold on, let me take a look. Oh, it's pretty central, actually. Kind of close to the front. I think I'm just going to keep it where it is. Imagine if Mario went Sonic's route. Are you talking about the movie? Oof, yeah. He might look a tad too upset. Yeah, I am thinking the same thing. Let's see, what can I do about that? Sculpt. Actually, I'm going to snake hook real quick. Clay strips. What does a surprised expression do to the brows? Let's see. Close the mouth. I might do that, but if I do, it'll be later. Yeah, I'm glad Mario's not taking the realistic live action kind of route, because we've seen what happens when the wrong people have that approach. And obviously it wouldn't be that exactly again, but, you know, we don't need to give those people an inch. Although the production of that movie was far more troubled than just the source material, from what I understand. My thoughts on the Mario movie is, I'm imagining it'll probably be okay at best. If it goes beyond that expectation, I'll be very pleasantly surprised, obviously. But I think Illumination's movies are somewhat well animated, and that part excites me because obviously they're not Pixar, but they do pretty good kind of exaggerated motion. And honestly, if I'm being honest, that was the most redundant thing. If I'm being honest, Mario's animation in the games has never been all that impressive. I would say the exception is Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, because the amount of expression in that handling of it was very well done by Ubisoft. And I think if they can kind of capture that same spirit, that would be pretty great. This is the first time I've heard this iteration of Lavender Town, and it's interesting. It's interesting that they made it far less creepy, while still keeping the general melody the same. This is probably not the final look of the eyes in general. I might actually get some separate eyes as a different mesh in there and just make these sockets. That's probably the smartest thing to do. Alright, I'm just gonna start sculpting some body stuff, just so I can make a little bit more progress before I have to stop. I wouldn't say Illumination's story work is all that anything to write home about or anything like that, but they do okay with their animation, I'd say. Which is exactly what you want for a Mario movie, right? Okay. Let's see. I am going to separate the tail. Yeah. And then I'm going to close up the body at the end after extruding a little bit. Scaling it down, and then, let's see, grid fill. Yep. Okay. Do the same to you. Whoa, get our buddy span. There we go. Yeah, I'm honestly glad that we are getting an actual Mario movie. Like, even if it's not a most amazing movie ever, it is going to expand their audience quite a bit, I would say. Alright, let's do some sculpting on this puppy. Apply, get rid of the UV map, and sculpt mode. Dyn topo? Dynamic topology. Alright. And I probably can't do much in the way of... I can't do much in the way of symmetry for this, so that'll be interesting. Symmetry... Where are you? Where are you? Yes, Subtle is not a puppy. Alright. So what I want to do is sort of give a wrinkle at the top here to give it sort of that feeling that it's over-bending a little bit. Whoa, what's happening there? I think I'm just gonna do those clay strips for now. I wonder when the first trailer for the Mario movie is going to come out. Someone mentioned that they can't wait to see the first trailer, and it is coming out next year, right? So I have to imagine it'll be a trailer within the next few months. They can't be that behind, can they? I think I need to kind of back up a little bit. Clay strips. What Netflix picture are you talking about? Was there like actual material that was released about a Zelda Netflix pitch? Oops. Why is Netflix Castlevania so good, says Meth. I haven't actually seen it. I should watch that. I've heard very good things about it. I should boolean the legs to the body as well. Let's see. I have seen Kirby Right Back at You. I liked that show when I was growing up. I'm just going to make these one, and then I'm going to call it legs, just so I know what it's called and how to identify it. Body, actually torso, why not? And then add a boolean modifier with a union. Actually, I have bool tool, I can just do that. What am I doing? Hey, bool tool, union. But after I duplicate them. Just to have backups. Union. There we go. Sculpt. Alright. This is going to be a big leap for me. Yeah. Where is my Dentopo? Stop turning off, please. Thanks. What happened to the music? As soon as I say it. Alright, so I'm going to look at the chameleon again to see what kind of joint deal they have going on. Huh, pretty smooth actually. But on the inside they do have sort of like a wrinkle kind of thing going. How do you guys feel about like a live-action adaptation of Zelda? Because I know that was a thing. Like IGN did that April Fool's joke way back in the day, and it was met with seemingly positive response. But it was also an April Fool's joke, and it's kind of easy to not scrutinize that when you know it's fake. I kind of feel like making a movie out of Zelda is difficult because of the structure of how Zelda games have been, and if they're going to use a narrative from the games, then I'm not really sure what they would do with this story. Like, would they actually have Link going to dungeons? Because you can't, I mean, if it's a movie, then you don't have a lot of time. But I guess if they did it as a series, that could be a little bit more conducive to actually exploring multiple dungeons over the course of the narrative. I need to move with broader strokes, I think. Get a little bit more confidence in my sculpting. But there does need to be a crease on this part. You wouldn't watch a Zelda movie? You barely play Zelda games? Well, If you barely play it, then you're not all that invested in how they adapt the property, I suppose. Yeah, don't worry about where things are right now. The creases are very much sloppy at the moment. I'm not moving away from things. Doesn't mean I'm finished with it. It just means I need to see something else for a bit. Do we have a fly Pokemon, like an actual fly, like an insect fly? You're not talking about the adjective, right? I can't think of one either, but I don't know a lot of the Gen 3 and onward Pokemon. Let's see. Not entirely sure what I'm doing right now. Oops. What about a Wind Waker movie? If it's animated. Although, nothing about a Zelda movie excites me, really. I'd have to see a trailer that demonstrates that they can make something special out of it. And bear in mind that this is going to be painted afterwards, so I don't necessarily want to have everything completely detailed. There's going to be some stuff that's happening in the paint portion, especially for the other ones, but I imagine I will shore up some of the details in painting. Something funky is going on with this. I think I know what I did. I think I have some flipped normals. And this is going to be painful, but I'm going to make normals consistent. And then flip them. Alright. That fixed it. So what I'm thinking I need to do is add a little bit more musculature to this leg at the joint. And also the other leg, obviously, but... Punch-Out movie, that could be interesting, but I imagine a lot of people would just expect it to be like a Rocky movie. Making a movie about Mac and Doc's relationship. Yeah. Character exploration and actually, giving these characters more than one-dimensional personalities would do a lot for a movie adaptation. Can't even imagine what a live action Mike Tyson would look like. I don't know that they would have Mike Tyson be in it. What was the replacement for Mike Tyson again? When they re-released Punch Out? Actually, this joint is like completely wrong. What a surprise. Let's see. We should have more of the creases on this side. Brandon Pierce made it to the live stream. Thanks for stopping by, even if you didn't get to catch the beginning. Okay, this is really silly looking. Let's see. Start doing this again. Whoops. Sandman. But didn't they have a guy after Sandman in the re-release of the NES Punch-Out? Omni, are you self-taught? Yes, it's probably quite apparent that I have no formal training in anything 3D. Mr. Dream, that's the name. I knew I wasn't crazy. How to handle the fingers. Fingers, if you want to call them that. Not exactly sure how I want to do this. Something like that, I guess. Mr. Dream is just lame Mike Tyson. I don't disagree. Yeah. Essentially, they just didn't have the rights to use Mike Tyson's likeness again, and they didn't want to pay for that. This is looking really rough, proportionally. Let me smooth it out a little bit and then just kind of define it again. Yeah, I'm not gonna sweat it for now. What do I want to do with the body, though? Anything in particular? I have another chameleon in here that I should probably look at, just for some mixing it up. Texture is going to do a lot for this. Red Toady just joined the stream and asks, "Hey, who's your favorite Gen 8 starter?" I think probably Scorbunny, but Sobble I also like quite a bit. Grookey just feels a little bit, I don't know, like a regular monkey. Scorbunny I'm a little partial to because the body shape reminds me a lot of Sonic the Hedgehog characters, and I'm always all about that. Also reminds me of Bugs Bunny and the Tricks Rabbit. Silly Scorbunny. King Hippo has no ears. You know who else doesn't have ears? Cinderella when she's wearing a dress. For some reason. One of life's biggest mysteries. I know what I need to do. I need to kind of puff this section out a bit because of the compression between the legs. I could use inflate for that, but I'm stupid. K-Rool has no ears. K-Rool's an alligator. Crocodile? I'm actually not sure what the difference is. I think alligators or whatever have like temporal drums that are sort of on the head. That obviously on a cartoon version they're not gonna feature every part of their biology. But it's pretty non-essential to the silhouette of an alligator. Alright. Voltorb with ears. What would a Voltorb look like in Detective Pikachu? I guess it would just look like an electronic appliance. Like a device. I mean, there's not much to a Pokeball, right? And we haven't gotten a good look at a Pokeball in that universe yet, but we have seen Cubone come out of one. He's not a crocodile or an alligator, he's a Kremling. Don't get smart with me. That's the most proper one I've done so far, I think. Let's see. Do I want to bother trying to do some kind of like rings around the elbows or something? No, probably not. Who did I start with first? This, or is this first? Yeah, this is the first one. I'm very apparently only going to be able to do the one this stream because I can't move that quickly. I'm not that well practiced in sculpting, unfortunately. Gotta get it there. Get in there. Smooth it out. And then crease it. What is my crease curve actually? It's probably not helping. Where is my curve? Oh, okay. Well, that is what I want then. Let's see. How many times have I said let's see in this stream? Have I ever played Webkins? I don't even know what that is, so I guess not. Whoops, that's not the clay strips. That's layer. Getting somewhere. I'm sure you've already answered this already, but which of the starters is your favorite? Probably in order: Scorbunny, Sobble, Grookey. I have not played Roblox, Cornflakes. I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to do a stream highlights of this stream because I feel like there are no highlights. Wait a minute, I'm still sculpting the body. What am I trying to do here? Alright, time to save. I don't even know what's happening right now. What are we talking about? Nintendo characters and Disney characters? What's this conversation? Start sculpting the tail. Tail. Duplicate back up. And then sculpt mode. Just kidding. Let's apply that subsurface modifier first. Actually, let's go one deeper on the subsurf first. I want to do something with the shape of this head real quick. Something is not playing well for me, but I can do symmetry on this one, so let me pull this section up. I think that's better. Oh, we're talking about Kingdom Hearts. Okay, that makes much more sense. It's starting to look really lumpy. I can do more smoothing on this head, but I kind of want to figure other things out first. If only I had a Z remesher equivalent in Blender. I do want to start learning ZBrush. Eventually when I'm sculpting, I'm just going to be doing it all in ZBrush. But I don't know anything about it yet. And I know they just came out with a new version that has a subscription model, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. I might just go with the perpetual licensed version, but they have some cool new features that I'm anxious to try out. among which are some really cool shaders that you can use to concept things, like basically make it look like a painting, which is really cool. I love how the chat's basically just having their own conversation now. I'm trying to think of something that I can talk about. Nothing really has happened in the last week, other than maybe like Labo VR, which I'm kind of interested in. I was interested in Labo originally when they first announced it, and I had intentions to buy it, but then I never ended up doing it. And I still want to kind of make my own kind of Labo device of some kind using their Labo Garage. I want to kind of make an ocarina that you can play. That sounds like fun. I'm sure someone's probably done it by now. Oops. Wait, you haven't heard about this jukebox? Yeah, Labo VR is a thing. So it's basically a kit that lets you construct these little cardboard goggles. Then you slip the Switch screen, you know, the tablet screen into the headset. And it's not something that straps to your head. You have to hold it up to your face. It's sort of geared towards kids, so I guess they don't want it to be something that has extended play sessions. It's more like a short kind of burst kind of thing. And it seems interesting. I mean, I don't imagine that the experience will be all that in-depth, and it's not going to translate to like more VR games on the Switch or anything like that. We'll be lucky if we get some integrations with some of the games like Mario Kart did with the wheel and the motorcycle handlebars or whatever they're called. But I don't expect that we'll have, like, this isn't the equivalent of PSVR for Nintendo Switch. It's just like a one singular experience kind of thing. But I do think it's nice because it's providing a sort of starting point for people who haven't tried VR to try it cheaply, because it's only $40 for the starter kit compared to, I don't even know what the price of PSVR is, but what else has happened over the past week? Anything interesting? I know there's another place where you can set symmetry in here. I just don't remember where it is. There it is. Okay. Still learning 2.8. PSVR is like $200. Okay. I don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts, so I can't really participate in this conversation that you guys are having. Oops. I'm going to see what I can do with an actual sort of spherical eye. It's not going to be a sphere, it's going to be more like an oval, but I want to inset an actual eye mesh into there. So what I'm going to do is go back into object mode, and then let's add a UV sphere that I can take, rotate it along the X, and then squish it along the X that way, a lot along the... What did I do? Oh, we got a crash! Crash hype! Alright, Blender. Sorry about that. One sec. Blender. Reopen. Recover autosave. Alright, we lost some progress, but not a lot. Good old crashes. Carla asks, do you know what subsurface scattering textures are for? For example, like in the Super Mario Odyssey models. I haven't looked at the textures for those models, so I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. I don't think there's a whole lot in the way of actual subsurface scattering happening in Odyssey, but I don't know. I'd have to take a look. Sculpt mode on the head. Smooth this out again. Alright. So we're basically back to where we were. Okay. What was I going to do? I don't remember anymore. I was gonna sculpt the tail. I could go ahead and boolean that together if I wanted to. I was looking at something. What was I looking at? Also, turn table back on. Trackball. I always get those two mixed up in my head for some reason. Anyway, back to Nintendo Kingdom Hearts. What was I going to do? I don't remember. Oh yeah, the eyes. That's right. Thank you for the reminder. Let's save again. UV sphere. Rotate X 90. Scale Y. Scale X. And then we can add a mirror because the head is still mirrored. So we can do that and then start moving this around. Hello. Scale Z. I should probably actually just have this mirror across. Whatever, I don't really care. I should care, but I don't. No, I should care. I should back up. Before I do any real rotation on these, I'm going to set origin to geometry and then have the mirror object be the head. Now I can rotate them in object mode and still have them mirrored. Oops. And now I can still scale them along their local axes. And I'm going to add a subdivision surface modifier. Set it to shade smooth. Okay, now I don't have to worry about messing up the eyes when I'm sculpting. And I can just sculpt to this. Okay. That's something. Let's go ahead and start sculpting the tail so we can have some progress on the entire body except for the fin. Alright. Save, and then do a Boolean union. And then let's go ahead and shade smooth. Sculpt. Dyn topo. Back on. Yes. No. Yes. Alright. You guys are talking about the genie in Aladdin. It reminds me of another realistic character design. How are you guys feeling about that that Aladdin, huh? Anybody excited about that movie? Yeah, it's still going. Not very eventful. Not a lot of progress has been made. I think the people in the chat are just entertaining themselves at this point because I'm not doing it. Yeah, I am not a fan of the CG happening with Will Smith as the genie. I'm not averse to the genie being played by Will Smith in general, but I do think that it's not looking very good. The animation is very stiff. Like there's a moment where he's just kind of like talking at Aladdin, and he's floating very slowly forward and shrugging and gesturing with his hands, but none of his body motions seem to influence his position or his altitude. And I feel like for there to be convincing animation, you have to have that weight offset. Like gravity is actually affecting him, despite the fact that he is floating. So I guess he's a gas. I don't know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save, of course, save, and then duplicate this, and then shrink it, just so I can have some kind of iris. What a face. Scale it up a bit more, scale it on the Y a bit. Translate, rotate. So that's just temporary. Don't worry about it. I just didn't like seeing the dead eyes over there. Alright, scope mode. Sobel's seen some things. Yeah. Better to be terrified than dead, right? Maybe not. somebody's talking about Dumbo in here. Let's see, what was said? The Dumbo remake is the only one I can see working? Because Dumbo does need some fixing. I never saw the original Dumbo, so I don't really know what problems it had. And yeah, it's pretty easy to make an elephant look like an elephant. I shouldn't say easy, but it's more manageable than trying to make a genie seem convincing. Animation on Dumbo still does look a little bit stiff, but I find that no one's really done a very good job with animal movement yet. The Jungle Book was alright, but still felt pretty artificial. I don't like this kind of neck thing going on right now. I'm gonna try to refactor it a bit. There we go. And then I'm gonna try to be a little bit more purposeful about the wrinkles. Nope, not right. The tail is sort of getting in the way. That's looking better, I think. Jafar is far worse than Genie. Yeah, Jafar doesn't feel nearly imposing enough. Okay, that's starting to feel a little bit better. You know what I might do is just separate that sort of spike coming off the top instead of having it be one contiguous mesh, and then just letting the yellow portion be separate. I feel like that might be more manageable. Sub the scrub. Not sure how you got here. I don't know. Is there any live-action Disney remake that you guys are actually looking forward to? They're making one of... what is it? I know there was one in mind that I had heard about that I was surprised they were actually doing. I can't think of what it is. Messages are getting redacted because of auto moderation. Depending on the content of the message, it might get redacted by itself. Or it might just be people redacting their own messages, I don't know. Where's the scrape tool? I'm not sculpting there. Alright. Is Lion King really live action? Yeah, I wonder how much of that is actually any amount of photography. Are they even using real plates? Like footage of real landscapes? Or is it all CG? Oh, I should be using some symmetry for this. There we go, that's what I want to see. I want to kind of define a curve along the back of the head there. Something to kind of differentiate it from the official design and give it a little bit more of an underlying structure. Kind of make it feel more like a skull. Maybe do the same thing to the chin. Oh yeah, Captain Marvel's coming out today, isn't it? I'm not sure how excited I am about that. There's been a lot of controversy regarding Brie Larson that I think is sort of killing some of the hype for people. Because I am genuinely interested in seeing how they handle that character, and how it will lead into Endgame. But I'm not sure if I care a lot about the story that they're telling with the introduction of the character. But the trailers seem kinda so-so. Not very hype-inducing for me. I'm not sure. I'm gonna see it, so I just don't know if I'm looking forward to it. Did you hear about X-Men Dark Phoenix? What happened with X-Men Dark Phoenix? Was there news? Are they canceling it or something? I know it's not been doing well with test audiences. Inspector Gadget is a movie that should be remade. I remember enjoying the first one as a kid, never saw the second one, but I don't imagine it actually holds up to scrutiny very well. Apparently the Sonic movie design isn't final. I don't know how much it can change. I mean, the proportions are kind of locked in if they've already done animation, because they can't change the rig too much. They could change the facial detail, maybe, because I imagine some of those controls will probably still scale to different proportions of the face, but I can't imagine that they can do a lot to change the design. The Mulan remake will probably not even be shot in ancient China. I can guarantee you it won't be shot in ancient China. It could be shot in China. Pretty sure there's already a way better live-action Mulan movie out there. Have other people made a historical, retelling of that story? I wouldn't know. I'm not a movie buff, so I don't know a lot about what's not like mainstream. I don't watch any indie films or anything like that. I don't know if there's been like a documentary about Mulan or a biopic. Fantasia would be an art house film, probably. If the Mulan remake it doesn't have Be a Man, I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, but that had the songs from the original, right? I have to imagine that Be a Man will not be in this one because it's a far more historical take on the story from what I understand. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing right now. I'm sort of trying to give this head a little bit more defined shape other than just straight up onion. What Disney film do you think would make for the worst live action remake? The worst? Disney films. I mean, there's got to be an older one, right? I don't know why I'm blanking on a lot of Disney films. Emperor's New Groove would probably not be a very good live-action remake because so much of the comedy in there is physical in nature, but also very exaggerated. I don't know if it'd be the worst, but it's one that wouldn't work, for sure. Save. Yes, for Sobble, most of the realism will be in the texturing and the sort of vaguely biological components that I'm adding to some of the details here. But the face I'm keeping pretty close to the original, and the shapes overall are pretty close to the original as well. What am I going to do with this? Oh, I'm not on the body. Are you feeling better about how your Sobble model? I don't know why I hesitated there. Are you feeling better about how your Sobble model is coming out? Asks. Oh, you scrolled away. Who are you? Where'd you go? Oh, apparently the message is gone. Was it redacted? Retracted? Well, whoever asked that, I'm feeling somewhat better about it, yes. Still not super satisfied with certain parts of it, but I'm feeling better about it overall. There you are, Caleb Fish. That's the one who asked it. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I imagine I'll have a bit more to do with the other two than with Sobble, because Sobble's sort of shape vocabulary is pretty individual. It's not borrowing too heavily from anything that exists, so I feel like it's easier to kind of keep it under control and keep it with the original shapes. Alright, I think I'm going to Boolean the head on. Zootopia, definitely too recent and definitely impossible. Like, that would not translate well to a live-action remake at all. There's so much that those characters do that you can't do with real animals. How about everybody not spam anything? That sounds like a fun plan. I'm gonna have to mute you if you don't chill out with that. Oh, hey Poco. How long have you been here? I haven't been keeping a very close eye on the chat, so I don't know when people have been coming and going. Toy Story live action. That actually probably would be okay, because you could keep the toys exactly the same. They're toys. They look like toys already, like real toys. It'd just be the humans that change and the environment. So yeah, Toy Story would actually translate really well, actually. Did I say actually twice? Ugh. Alright, let's Boolean this crap. Alright. Let's make some backups. Let's hide the backups. Not exactly sure what I just hid. What is that? Oh, okay. Alright, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to Boolean these two together. Stephen, how's it going? Stephen Plants in the chat. I would love to see a big budget Zootopia movie in the style of an Arkham game. Interesting. Yeah, Toy Story would have a lot of similarities to that particular portion of Night at the Museum with the tiny dudes, Owen Wilson's people. Alright, so I can sculpt this now. Someone made a low-budget live-action remake of Toy Story and it's on YouTube for free. It got Disney's blessing. That's interesting. That's the most interesting thing about what you just said. Uh-oh. Looks like I've got some conflicting normals. Make normals consistent. That seemed to not do anything. I might have a bad boolean. That's about what it looks like happened. Not a good boolean. Let me try sculpting again. Alright, I'm not sure what's going on here. Doesn't seem to be the boolean, the normals. Alright, I'm gonna undo that union first. Let's see, what's going on here? I just realized I should have closed that up before I sculpted on it. Bad mistake. Oops. And I'm over here trying to repair it. We'll see if it works. I've got a feeling it won't fix it. But just in case, let's see what happens. This is not a closed loop, is it? Why is this not filling? I'm not sure what's happening right now. I'm trying to figure out why I can't close this up with a fill. I cut off his head. Well, I'm going to attempt this one more time and see if it makes any difference. Boolean. Union. No, I'm not trying to UV unwrap it. I'm trying to figure out why, when I Boolean these two things together, it doesn't seem to want to cooperate. You see this? I don't know. It's apparently not the normals. Might be the normals. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I'm probably going to be stopping soon anyway, so I might have to solve this off stream. But I really don't know what's happening. I might just try to sculpt anyway. Oh, I should turn off symmetry. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what's happening. If only I was better at Blender. Someone else might be able to diagnose what's happening. It's not that big a deal. You don't have to look it up. I could, is Dinotopo on? Oh, that's a good question. Might not be. It's not. Okay, well, let's see what happens now. Nope, it's still being silly. And I can't for the life of me understand what's happening. I might go into edit mode and just cut a slice out of this. What's my opinion on Blender over Maya and 3ds Max? It's freer, and that's what I love about it. I imagine the others are generally better, at least at what they do. Blender has more of a jack-of-all-trades kind of approach, and even for that, and it's open source and free, so it's obviously not going to be as good as something that people are paying hundreds of dollars a month for. But for what it does serviceably. I would say it's good for beginners, and it's starting to be used for production even as it continues to evolve and get better with the new version. Because I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie, what is it called? What's it called? Next Gen? It's a Netflix movie that was made in Blender. Blender and ZBrush together. But it was animated in Blender, rendered in Blender 2.8, I think. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna slice the neck very violently, and then bridge the edge loops and see what happens. Yeah, I can go ahead and do that for you. Shade smooth. There you go. Alright, let's see what I can do here. Seems like there's some internal things going on. Alright, what I'm gonna do is just select the problem with this guy. Oh wow, laggy. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, this is just gonna be painful, but... nope, apparently not that. No, what are you doing? Alright, get out of there. Deselect. Oh, that's what's happening. Okay, so the Boolean didn't like that it was closed and the other one was open. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to get rid of this entirely and then try to close it up again. The body does not have material now. Alright. I'm just going to kill this and then use my backup, because the Boolean did not like what I did there. I'm going to attempt to do what I was doing before. Let's see. There's no easy way to do this. I think I'm just going to cut it with a knife. What happens if I just select these and do a smooth vertex? Smooth vertices. Might make it easier to select these. Alright. Nope. This is a really dumb process that I'm about to do, but if it works, it works. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sculpt this with a low resolution first. Why didn't I think of that first? Okay. I'm so stupid. Alright. Let's see. Dynamic topology, but let's set you to like 10. And then do that all along the border here, just to simplify the geometry that I don't have to close. Alright, that's better. How long did it take me to switch between the old Blender and the current? Like a day or two. Wasn't too bad. Alright, now we can work with this. Alright, be patient, Omni. Chill out. Alright. I feel like this music is appropriate for what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to battle a stupid decision that I made in the past and see if I can correct it. Nope. This is the final boss of the stream, you guys. Trying to fix the Boolean operator. I've saved, don't worry guys. Alright. Please do what I tell you and fill. Fill. Yeah! Apparently my fill shortcut is not what I think it is. It's Alt-F. Have I not done any fills the entirety of my time using this application? That's surprising. Alright, so now I've got a closed up thing. I can use sculpt mode to dynamically topologize this stupid edge with a lower resolution and then fix it. It was a really stupid process, but at least it's working now. You know what, I'm gonna scrape this too. No, I'm not. Just kidding. This was really dumb. I think it should be able to Boolean properly now, though. Now that it's closed. Let's find out. Let's save first, and then bring the head back. I should name this head so I know what it is. Body. Then duplicate them for backup. And then let's see if this works properly. Union. Sculpt mode. Now is the do or die. Did it work? Dang it. Wait. Nope. What am I doing wrong here? Why am I even sculpting? Just delete it. Just kill it. End its suffering. Delete. Alright, let's see what did I do wrong. Let me change the shader to normals. Everything lines up. So what's the deal? I don't know. It doesn't have a material, trust me. Neither of them have a material. Just gonna hide the head again and see what I can do with this. Sculpt. Threshold of the Union. Let me see about that. Let me try doing this without Bool Tool, because maybe that's the hang up. Alright. Duplicate. Alright. Let me just manually add a Boolean modifier. And then do body. Body O. And then do a union. Oh. Hide. Let's go inside and see if it's behaving itself. Alright, overlap threshold. Ooh, dragging this is going to be asking a lot. What am I even doing? I don't even know what this value really corresponds to. And it might lead to a crash. I could just look at the wireframe. Well, that was a bad decision. I just gave it a very large number compared to what it was before. I'm a fraud, you guys. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna have to wait for this to play out. So, what you guys up to? Any interesting, any interesting projects that you guys are working on? Is there a way to abandon the operation? I don't know enough about Boolean operation to make this work. I kind of took it for granted that Bool Tool would rescue me from having to understand this fully, but I might just kill it. I might end the process myself. That's what I'm gonna do. Excuse me. Sorry, Blender. You have to go. All right. Let's fire it back up. My last save was very briefly before I started experimenting with the Boolean. So I didn't lose anything. I just lost time. I just lost a little bit of my life, that's all. Hey Blender, why are you taking forever to start back up? That's upsetting. What's happening right now? Force quit again? Oh no. If this doesn't start back up, I'm just gonna end the stream, you guys. I'm just not sure what's happening. Blender is currently in a perpetual state of starting back up, and that's not good. Yeah. I think I might end the stream, you guys. This is not a very good way to end the stream, but Justin's asking, is it hard to adapt between 2.79 and 2.8? I wouldn't say it is. There's some things in the UI that makes it a little bit confusing at first, but once you understand what's changed, which isn't a whole lot about the fundamentals of how you use it, then it's not too difficult to start. Is there going to be a Discord invite? Yes. Blender is going through the 5 stages of grief. That is accurate. Oh look, it finally quit. Force quit. I think I just killed my computer is what I just did. Yeah, you just joined for the Blender self-destruct. Let me open my activity monitor real quick. See if I can end it from there. Blender, why are you still alive? You're not. There is no Blender process. My computer's confused. Okay, yeah. The stream is over. I guess it's just time to see what the chat's up to for a few minutes before I end the stream. But for the sake of not staring at this for the rest of the stream, I'm going to switch to this. So, yeah, press F, everybody. This was a rough stream in all respects, but we made some progress. I wish you could see it right now, but you can't. And next time we're going to try to pick up with Rayman, I think. I might reevaluate whether or not I can really handle this particular project. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in an invite to the Discord server for those of you who are still here, for putting up with this nonsense, because you guys are champions. Alright, where is the Discord server? There you are. Create instant invite. Alright. Edit. How many should I use? How many people are in here? I'm gonna make it 100 just in case. But I don't imagine that there's still 100 people in here. Number of uses. 100. Generate link. Copy. Alright, everybody. Here it is. Go, 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 go. There's 150 people in here? That's shocking. Oh, man. Well, let's see the people. How many people are coming in? Join log is going crazy. Mick's in here. How's it going? Don't actually know how to say your name, but Glad to see that you've been in the stream. Alright guys, I think that's enough for this stream. I'm just gonna end it here, see if I can salvage it in the highlights. Probably not a lot to see, but... thanks for stopping by, everybody. Hopefully the next stream goes a little bit more smoothly, but this time... I imagine this is gonna happen quite a bit, like me, you know, suffering by the end of the stream. Alright guys, that's enough. I'll see you in the next one. For now, you know what to do. Always be curious, never stop making things.